I'm not the bad guy for not going inside Victoria's Secret with my girlfriend. Hello, I'm Mel, I'm 20. I was shopping at the local mall with my girlfriend, and she decides she wants to go to the Victoria's Secret. For those of you who don't know, that's a women's underwear store. When my girlfriend went it, I just stayed outside of the store and sat on the bench. She was confused and came back to me and asked why I didn't come with her. I told her because it's a women's underwear store, I don't want to go inside. She got kind of mad and told me that nobody cares, so just come. I refused because I feel weird going into a store like that, and I didn't want to make the women there feel uncomfortable. My girlfriend got upset and decided to end the day and go home. She said I ruined the day by not going into a freaking store. So, guys, what do you think about it? I'm not the bad guy for ruining my sister's boyfriend's proposal. So, I was invited to my grandparents' 54th wedding anniversary along with the rest of my family. My sister brought along her boyfriend, which wasn't unusual as they've been dating for 3 years now. I've never liked him due to their large age difference. It's just always been really awkward being around him, which may be my fault as I've been cold to him. Our parents don't seem to have any issues with him. Anyway, at their anniversary dinner, my grandpa gave a speech about my grandma, which was really sweet. After his speech, my sister's boyfriend stood up and started tearing up and talking about how much he loved my sister. He then got down on one knee and proposed to her. I thought that this was really weird, as it was my grandparents' anniversary dinner and it was supposed to be about them. I stood up and cleared my throat at them to try and send them the message that this was not the time or place. I know it probably wasn't up to me to say something, but I've never liked my sister's boyfriend and thought this was a really inappropriate setting. My sister's boyfriend then started yelling at me, saying that I was ruining their special moment. My sister just stood next to him with her arms crossed. No one else said anything, and we left immediately after. I feel like I've ruined my grandparents' anniversary, and on one top of that, made my sister and her boyfriend mad at me. Our mom and dad have yet to say anything, and I can't stop thinking about how awkward the whole situation was. So, am I the bad guy? Am I the bad guy for getting someone banned from the gym over 1 minute of workout? Hello, I'm 35, female. I joined a gym near my house recently. I picked this one because it was circuit area, and I've only ever done circuit workouts before. So while I'm learning the ropes, I wanted something familiar. The circuit area is different from the rest of the gym. The workout is 1 minute per machine, and the area is designed for people doing that workout. There is signs posted clearly, there is a timer on the screen on the wall. The rules are there for all to see. Limit: 1 minute per machine. The machines are different from the ones in the rest of the gym, so many of gym goers use the circuit machines when the matching one is occupied. When no one is using the circuit area, this doesn't matter, and no one tells them no to. But when someone is, they are expected to move off a machine that someone needs to complete their workout. I have had to ask people to move a few times. For some, I even had to point out the rules. Other people typically move without incident. Until the other day, I was doing my workout, and a man was using a machine in the middle of the circuit area. I skipped over the machine he was on, hoping he would be done by the time I was done with the other 5-6 machines I will be using. When I was done, he wasn't. And after glancing over to see if the matching machine was free, it wasn't. I asked him if he could move for just 1 minute so I could finish up. He said no. I tried to explain that the area he was in wasn't for the regular workouts and that I just needed that one machine to complete my workout. He said no again. I pointed out the rule sign and timer, and he started yelling at me. Like saying he'd been a member however many years and no newbie was going to come in and tell him what he can or can't use and called me some names I wouldn't repeat. I got a staff member who told him he had to move, and eventually he did. And I used the machine for exactly 1 minute. I was quite shaken of being screamed at by a grown man in a public place, though. I went home and emailed the gym owner complaining about the man. They replied and said after reviewing the security footage, they have revoked his membership. My gym friends say I'm the bad guy for going that far with it and getting his membership revoked over 1 minute of workout. So, write in the comments below what you think. Am I the bad guy for not wanting to help pay for my child's university fees? I recently found out that I have a child, who we'll call Jane, okay? I wasn't convinced at first, but everything checks out. When she came to me, she told me that she just wanted to get to know her father. I wasn't really interested in a relationship, but felt it would be cruel and unnecessary to deny her this. We talked for a while and I didn't really say much but it was interesting. So after we talked for a while, I asked about her mother, Grace, and she gives me her number. I really didn't want to have to call her, but I needed answers. So Grace and I decided to meet up at the local coffee shop. We have some small talk for a while before I ask her why she never told me. Silence. I ask again. Silence. I asked a third time, and she told me that she just didn't want anything to do with and wanted to go back at me. I pointed out that all she did deprive the child of the father. She says she does. I asked her when did she tell Jane. She say at the age 12, so I get confused. And I'm wondering why she only contacted me now. So I asked her why. Grace says that she was angry that I wasn't present in her life. We talk some more about life before we said goodbye and go our separate ways. I don't ask Jay why she didn't contact Cole sooner, because she was a hurting scene and that's life. So Jane and I spent the next week bonding. Then she sits down and asks to talk. I say sure and sit down. Then she goes on to explain about how difficult her life was living in a single apart household and how money was always tight. Long story short, she asked me to pay for her university fees. Now I feel off enough to pay for it without struggle. So I asked to see her grades, and to be truly honest, it's math. Not bad, but nothing to give a second look. I tell her that I will think about it. And she says, thank you. So here's where I might be the bad guy. I don't want to pay for these fees because in reality, she's just a stranger with my DNA. And I feel like Jane might be just using me. I mean, she has had 6 years to film a relationship with me and is only doing now that she needs something. I just want to wash my hands clean of her and Grace and move on with my life. I don't want Jane to think I'm just financial lifeline or anything like that. So guys, am I the bad guy? Am I the bad guy for shooting at my girlfriend for giving away $110 to her coworker? So this happened yesterday and I'm still so angry about it that I'm shaking. I recently moved into a condo with my girlfriend Sam. We're getting by alright, but we are in no way wealthy. Just better off than most. I take care of most of the finances for us because Sam doesn't like to talk about money. Every time I try to bring up our finances, Sam shut down or she gets easily agitated. She's like this because her family used to fight over money a lot and she doesn't want that for us. As a result, I have to watch our finances, and it's hard because she doesn't want to communicate this with me. I've been managing our finances, and I've been noted that we haven't been able to save as much as we like. We are saving for a trip in Florida, in fact. We have an outstanding bill that needs to be paid, the internet, and that will put us back a bit, but not by a heck of a whole lot. Sam invited her coworkers over to our house yesterday while I was out with my family. One of her coworkers, Daniela, was also there. Daniela's boyfriend passed away recently, and she has been struggling to take care of her and her kids. Sam decided to give Daniela $110 as she felt bad for her situation. I came home a few hours after everyone left, and Sam told me what she did. Sam thought I would be very proud of her, but I was furious and she could see it. I tried very hard not to lose my temper, but then Sam said, "It is my money and it's my money to give." This really set me off, and I said, "Excuse me? But this is our money." We pulled out expenses together. I don't mind if you gave her some of our coupons, $20 or some of the gift card we have, but $110. What the luck is wrong with you? Sam explained that $110 wasn't a lot of money, and that's when I told her that because of her action, we are no longer saving money. Then she got mad going into different directions, and she said things like, "Money isn't that important." Well, if you only work in a better job, and also ask your family for money. Sam left for her parents' place. She tried calling me a few times this morning, but truthfully, I don't have it in me right now because to talk to her without being mad. So, am I wrong? I understand she was trying to do the right thing, but what's really upset me about this? I suppose because she didn't even talk to me about this before giving Daniela the $100. It makes me feel like she doesn't see me as a partner. So, am I right? Am I the bad guy for not telling a friend that her wedding dress is the same pattern as my bedding? This sounds ridiculous, and it is, but I'm being called out and even got uninvited. One of my friends, Amber, from high school is getting married. We haven't been close in a handful of years, but she did ask me to be a bridesmaid. She later said it was because myself, her, and her still best friends forever, let's call her Chloe, were a trio back in high school, so it felt weird not asking me. We went dress shopping with all 5 bridesmaids. It was a nice time, but we all had brunch and then she tried on dresses. Her fiancé is Catholic, and she wanted a traditional style dress. The one she picked was white with silver embroidery in the pattern that I thought looked familiar but couldn't place it all the time. A week later, and I posted a picture of my toddler in my bed. She was laying in a way that made it look like the design was surrounding her perfectly. It looked like it was on purpose, and I used my nice camera too. It's a really nice picture, Chloe commented, first saying, "Oh," but then said, "Wait, is that Amber's dress?" I replied that it was my bedding. Then she made a group chat with me and Amber and said, Why didn't you say anything to Amber when she bought a dress that has the same design and colors as you, Betty? I said, I didn't realize that it was the same. Amber said, it's weird that you bought bedding that matches my dress. And I told her that I've had this bedding for 3 years now. They both demanded that I take the picture of my child off social media, and I said no, so they blocked me, and another bridesmaid said that they took to her to uninvite me. I had put the deposit for the baccalaureate party. We split it 5 ways, and my 1/5 was the deposit. No one else had put money down yet. It's at the resort at the casino, and my family frequents, so I got us a good deal on a very nice suite. And since I'm uninvited, I canceled the reservation so I could get my money back. Now everyone's saying that I'm a bad guy, and that I took it too far by canceling the bachelorette. Am I the bad guy for not covering up my boobs when I saw my friend, her husband, and kids on a holiday? Last week, went on a holiday to Lanzarote with husband Dan and 2 kids. Independently, our friends Helen and Graham, we are going to the same resort with their 2 girls, 9 and 7. We didn't make any formal plans to meet, but said we might arrange dinner while we were there. One day, we were on the beach with the edge of the sea, paddling and playing bat and ball. I was topless. I always go topless on a holiday if luck allows so low. I've done it since around the age of 15. My mom and sisters did too. I know it's a contentious issue, especially in the US, where people can be very prudish, but it's just a totally normal non-sexual thing for me. In Europe, it's very common, and there were lots of topless women on the beach on that day. I'm anticipating certain questions here. No, I'm not a nudist. No, I don't parade around naked at home in front of my kids or other friends. I just sunbathe topless on holidays and in my garden. The kids don't bat and I lead, but if I got any inclination, it was a problem for them. I likely wouldn't do it. Helen and Graham kids appeared unexpectedly and ran up to us. I looked around and Helen and Graham were there too. We greeted them. I gave each of them a kiss on the cheeks, as I always do when I greet my friends. We stood and chatted while the kids played, but Helen seemed quiet. Her girls asked me to play bat and ball with them. I said yes, but Helen's abruptly said that I had to go. Kids were disappointed, but Dan suggested meeting later for dinner. Graham accepted. Later, I got a text from Helen to cancel dinner. She was upset with me for not putting it up on when we saw them. So, quote, "Would it have killed you to put your tits away when we arrived?" She was angry that I'll kiss Graham while topless and that I was going to play bat and ball with her kids with my bare boobs swinging around. And later, her 2 girls were giggling about, quote, Sarah's massive wobbly boobs. She said she didn't want to see me that night. I was upset. I didn't think I would done anything wrong, given that we were on a beach where lots of women had their boobs out. I didn't have a chance to cover up. The first I knew of their presence was when they were up close and had already seen I was topless. I would have had to walk past them 50 foot up the beach to our towels, etc. to put on top. It would have been like shutting the stable door after the horse had bolted. I replied that I was sorry she was upset and that I'll make her angry. Since getting home, I've texted her again but have had no response. Dan has seen Graham, who said he wasn't upset about it, but he and Helen had argued afterwards when she accused him of enjoying the view too much. Dan thinks I didn't do anything wrong. We weren't expecting to see them. There were other topless women their kids could giggle at, and for Graham to feast his eyes on if that was he really was doing. And by the way, neither of us think he was. But I'm sorry, I've upset my friends and wonder if I'm a bad guy. So write in the comments below, what do you think?